Okay, so the next thing that you're going to do is we're going to work on the rim. And you're going to need 2 more of the stakes that are put together to equal about 30 inches long. You need 2 of them because we're going to put 1 on the inside and 1 on the outside. So this is the way that you're going to do that. You're going to use your clothespins again because you're going to hold them in place as you go. And I like to start in the middle on the inside and just kind of start putting them in place all the way around, kind of loosely at first. Just take your time when you're doing this. I'm going to go all the way around. This will help stiffen the rim and stiffen the whole basket for that matter. And then when you get back to the beginning, just go ahead and clip it. Now to distribute the thicknesses evenly, I started and ended here, so I'm going to go to the opposite corner, turn it around, and start the outside one here. And then I'm going to clip these together and go all the way around. And I'm going to keep on going. And you won't need to glue this section at all because when we're done with all this, we're actually going to be wrapping the rim with curling ribbon, actually. That gives it a little bit of a shimmer and it makes it look pretty. And it looks like I'm not going to be able to go all the way around, so I'm going to have to add a piece. And I happen to have some down here that I can cut. This one will work. So I'm going to try to find my end here. And I don't have my liquid glue here with me. See if I can find another piece. Okay, that should work. So I'm going to take a look at my length and make it a little bit longer than I need it to be. Cut it at an angle. Squeeze this together. Stick that in there. And keep on going. If you put it in deep enough, you might not even need to glue it in place because it's going to get all tied together anyway. So you just want to make sure you put the clip there to hold it. And then when you get back to the beginning, you can go ahead and let it overlap. Okay. So stick that there. Okay, so if you look on top of here, this doesn't look very pretty. And I have a way of solving that. In traditional basket making, you could either leave that exposed or fill it with like seagrass or something. But me, I have a way of covering that up so it doesn't even look like I use 2 separate pieces. And what I'm going to use, and I've got some prepared ahead of time, is folded pages. And the pages are from a catalog, from Fire Mountain Gems catalog. And it's pretty. It has the beads on it. And you could actually make your whole basket with these as long as you roll up the whole sheet. So what I'm going to do with these is, while I have these all pinned, I'm going to pick a spot. And, well, first of all, let me show you how I go ahead and fold these. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to fold these. And basically what you want to do to cover up that 5/8 inch, and then some, it's going to be a little bit more, you want to base your measurements on a 6-inch piece of paper. That measurement happened to work for me on this one. And so you're going to fold it in half first. Pick the side that you want to show. Okay, that one looks more colorful. So I'm going to go like this and fold it in half. Okay. Oh yeah, you're going to want glue stick for this, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, then you're going to open it up, and you're going to fold each side to the center. Make sure you crease it good. And basically what this does is it adds body to your rim, makes it thicker, and it covers up that unfinished look at the top and gives it a nice clean look. Okay, and then you're going to fold it in again to the center, turn it around, and fold this side to the center. Okay, and this is the part that's, you know, a little bit different from traditional basket making. With reeds you can't do this, but with paper you can. Okay, so when you get at this point, it's not going to stay together very well, and you're going to be fighting with it unless you do this next step. So you open it up, both sides. Try to keep an eyeball on where your center fold is. Get your glue stick, and you're going to glue right along this first edge. And you're going to fold that up to the center. Okay, and then you're going to glue this edge and fold this to the center. Okay, then you're going to turn it around and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put glue on this edge, fold it to the center, and by pre-folding it ahead of time, it just makes it easier for it to go back in place so you're not messing up your fingers with the glue, and you don't have to fight with it. So pre-folding, it's a good idea. And then fold this one back to the center. Okay, and then you're going to close up your glue, and you're done with getting that prepared. And because there's going to be one more fold in it, but the way it works is you're going to tuck the inside rim of the basket in here over it like this. And so that way you're going to cover up the messy edge of this basket here with this top fold. Okay, so go ahead and to get started, take off these pins here, and they'll generally stay in place. Go ahead and hold on to these and push it down over and put your first pin in place. Okay, then you're going to do the same thing all the way around and pin that in place. Okay, then you're going to make this turn the corner. And keep pushing your reeds back up to the top if you need to, and pin it in place, and try to get it to shape around the corner here. Pin that in place. Okay, then you're going to grab the next one, take this clip off. If you want to, you could have glued it in place if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to fight with it. Okay, take this pin off. Put this over it, pin it in place, and keep going around. And basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to hide the top reeds inside the folded paper. Can be a little bit tricky, but you know what? This is like the third time I'm doing this, so yeah, it can be done. Okay, and go ahead and clip that there. You can add another pin if you need to. Okay, so I have another piece of paper I'm going to add. Prepared and all set to go. Take this one off, put this over it. Keep on going all the way around. Keep pushing your reeds back up to the top. Okay, and I had a feeling that I wasn't going to go all the way around with 3. That's why I made one more. And you can cut it short so that you don't have to fuss with it too much. So I'm going to cut it in half. Okay. And then and make it go around the corner like that. Okay, now these seams are not going to show up much with the next step that I'm going to show you. And if you look carefully, you want to look for spots that are kind of uneven and go fix those. Okay. That looks pretty good. Okay, the next part you're going to need some curling ribbon and a large eye needle. Because what you're going to be doing is, if you look here, you've got holes on either side of your stakes, and you're going to be lashing this. That is going to be the next step. So when I come back, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so on this next step, we're going to go ahead and lash the rim. And I am actually using a roll of curling ribbon that I happen to have in my stash. You could, as long as you get this skinny stuff, any curling ribbon will work. You can use whatever color you want to match your decor or whatever. I chose white because I like the shimmer of it and I like the way it looks. And I have white trim in my craft room. So, and this is where this is going to go in my craft room. So basically the rule of thumb is you're going to need 6 times the circumference of your basket to do the lashing to go twice around. And because you're going to go around one way, and then you're going to turn around and go back the other way when you go ahead and do the lashing. And I am using a large eye needle, big enough for the curling ribbon to go through, and small enough to go through the little holes that are inside this basket. So let me go ahead and get this started. I know that I have 30 inches around, so you multiply that by 6 and you need 180 inches. Or another way you can do this is just go ahead and do it this way. Measure around, add 2 or 3 inches, like here, and then measure out 6 times that. That's a quick and easy way of doing it without doing all that math. Okay, so now I'm tangled up a little bit. I'm going to have to do that again. Okay, so wrap this around the biggest part, around the clothespins even, give yourself slack, and multiply by 6. 1, so that's 2. Alright, this is going to give me a hard time. That's nice. Let's just get a whole bunch out. Get a whole bunch out. Stick it right in there. Let it do its thing. Okay, now I'm going to do this again. 6 times. 1 more time. 3 times a charm. Okay, 6 times that. That's 3. 4. 5. Okay, I got my 6. And cut it off. Set that aside so it doesn't bother you again. Okay, and where'd my needle disappear to? There it is. And this is the most painful process. Let's see. Go ahead and put this on, and just go ahead and stick this through anywhere from the inside. And what you're going to do is you're going to go in between your stakes and your, I guess you could call them reeds. And pull it all the way through. And leave about 3 inches. Okay, and then you're going to go from front to back and go over it, you know, like an overhand stitch. And you're going to be going from hole to hole all the way around. Sometimes it's hard to see what you're doing to get in there. Just like that. And I like to hold on to the ribbon and keep it right in front of me, but hold on to it while I'm pulling on it, because this tends to build up static electricity, I found. So if you keep your fingers on it, you'll lessen that, especially if you have just washed your hands or put lotion on or something like that. Okay, and pull it up tight. Hang right onto it so it doesn't pull all the way out. And I'm going to go ahead and move my clothespin down a little bit. And I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to go ahead and stick it in the next hole. Right there, the next one, the next hole, and work it up. And this is going to take a while, so I'm going to do one more stitch while I'm on camera, and then I'm going to continue going around. But basically you get the idea. You're going to go around and around and around. And I knotted it somehow. That's good. Okay. Not sure how that happened, but oh, I see. Undo that. There. Yeah, you could end up with some problems. It takes a little bit of patience, but it can be done. I've already done it twice. The first one was definitely a learning experience. Okay, and then pull it up tight. And I'm going to do one more stitch. There, and you're making sure that you're going under the rim, under that folded paper, under those 2 stakes, and so that way you're catching the rim in your stitches. And if you can come up with another idea of what to use for your lashing, I want to know about it, so go ahead and put it in the comments below. I'm going to go off camera, finish going all the way around, and then I am going to come back on camera and show you how to go back the other way and finish it. And then we'll be done. Alright, so see you in a bit. Okay, so I've gotten around one complete time, and I'm back to the beginning, and I pulled the curling ribbon through the first hole that I went through. And so I am tightening it up like this by pulling on the inside piece, which is the first end, and this end, which is the long end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start going the other way, and I'm going to trap this into each stitch as I go. So I pull that through, and I'm going to go back the other way. And I'll just do a few stitches while I'm holding on to the beginning end here. I'm going to hold that in there. I'm going to take another stitch. And pull it up tight. I'm going to do another one. Pull that up tight. I got my hair stuck in there. Okay, let's get that out of there. Well, anyway, I'm going to keep on going, catching this in as I go. And basically what you're trying to achieve is making an X on the top all the way around at each stitch. Okay, and then when you get all the way around on the second one, I'll show you how to finish it off so that the curling ribbon will actually stay put. Okay, so now that I'm at the end and I've done lashing my basket, I'm going to bring this last section up and over. So, you know how it looks like this, I've pulled it through. I'm going to bring it up and over and inside and lace it in with my starting piece. And I'm going to weave it in and out a few spaces to try to hide it. And hopefully I won't need to use any glue or tape to get it sealed down. And it's always kind of tricky to finish this off. But I'm going to send this one going in this direction to my right, where the other one's going to the left. And I'm going to weave it through in here underneath these. Alright, needle, come on out of there. Okay, and since this is made out of paper, and because I am using a needle, I can go ahead and poke the paper and stick the end inside the basket. Okay. And I'll probably go ahead and do that with the other side too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick it in there, up and under the rim, and poke it up through. This will lock it in place. And since I'm doing it on the inside, it really won't be noticeable. Then you can cut it off. And it will disappear inside. You'll see a little bit of a hole. You can probably cover it up with that little X, and nobody can see it. Okay, so on the other side, go ahead and maybe when you actually go in and have your starting lash, you might want to have it be, longer than I had it. I had it 3 inches, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm just going to poke it up through and seal it in like that, up through. Actually, I think I want it to come up underneath where my X would be. Try to miss the curling ribbon, pull it up through, cut it off, and then fix the X so it covers it up. Okay, and the basket's almost done. I am going to go ahead and trim off the rest of these, and the basket will be 100% done. So you just want to be careful when you do that so you don't snip the basket itself. You just want to snip these off. And you want to do the same thing with the inside ones. Pull these up and cut them. And I think I gotta say this is my favorite basket so far that I've made. And like I said earlier, I actually have one more large one to make, and I'm going to try to use whole magazine pages instead of strips to actually make my reeds. Okay, so that's basically it. New basket, made out of paper, scrapbook, and cardboard, and curling ribbon. And hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And I hope you end up making your own basket. If you do, I'd love to see it. If you have any questions or comments, let me know just by leaving a comment down below. And I'll answer them as soon as I possibly can. And until next time, thank you and have a great day. Goodbye.